Discover the secrets of pricey medications, a journey through the most expensive treatments worldwide. Delve into the world of pharmaceutical marvels, where years, sometimes decades of research and clinical trials culminate in groundbreaking treatments. Yet, many potential cures falter along this challenging path due to unforeseen side effects or daunting economic hurdles. And when a rare condition affects only a handful of patients, the colossal investment in research dramatically inflates the treatment cost. Ready to uncover the staggering price tags of the world's top 10 most expensive treatments per patient? Join us in this eye-opening video that reveals the intricate balance of medical innovation and its cost. Top 10 Luxturna. Luxturna represents a landmark in medical science as a treatment for patients with biallelic RPE65-mediated inherited retinal disease, a rare group of inherited vision disorders that can culminate in blindness. In the United States, this particular condition affects an estimated 1,000 to 2,000 individuals. This innovative therapy, Luxturna, is a form of adeno-associated viral vector gene therapy. It is administered through subretinal injection, directly introducing a normal copy of the RPE65 gene into the patient's eye. This approach targets the root cause of the disease at the genetic level. In a pivotal Phase 3 clinical study, Luxturna demonstrated significant efficacy. Patients treated with Luxturna showed marked improvements in navigating an obstacle course under low light conditions, outperforming those in the control group. The financial aspect of Luxturna is noteworthy, with the treatment priced at $850,000 for a one-time administration. However, the manufacturer may offer options to potentially reduce this cost for patients. Top 9 Kimmtrak. In January 2022, the FDA heralded a new era in cancer treatment with the approval of Kimmtrak, an immunotherapy specifically designed for HLA-A0201 positive adult patients suffering from uveal melanoma that has metastasized or is inoperable. Uveal melanoma, a rare and aggressive form of eye cancer, poses a high risk of spreading to other body parts, affecting up to 50% of patients. Kimmtrak operates by targeting the HLA-A02-01 GP100 complex, frequently found on uveal melanoma cells. This immunotherapy leverages the body's own immune system to combat cancer and has the distinction of being the first T-cell receptor treatment to gain FDA approval. Top 8 Zokinvy. Zokinvy emerges as a crucial treatment option for Hutchinson-Gilford progeria syndrome and processing-deficient progeroid laminopathies, offering new hope to those afflicted with these exceptionally rare genetic premature aging diseases. This medication is approved for use in both adult and pediatric patients aged 12 months and older who have a body surface area of 0.39 meters or greater. Zokinvy's pivotal role in extending the lives of patients with genetic premature aging conditions cannot be overstated. Progeria and progeroid laminopathies dramatically accelerate aging and lead to early death in young patients. Children with untreated progeria typically succumb to heart disease by the average age of 14.5 years. In the United States alone, there are approximately 20 known cases among children and young adults. Administered as a capsule, Zokinvy's dosage is determined based on the patient's body surface area and is taken twice daily, accompanying morning and evening meals. The financial implications are significant, with 30 of the 50 milligrams capsules priced at about $26,000 and 30 of the 75 milligrams capsules costing around $39,000. To illustrate, a patient requiring 4 50 milligrams capsules daily would face an annual cost of approximately $1.2 million. Zokinvy represents a breakthrough in the treatment of these rare aging disorders, offering a combination of hope and challenge in the realm of modern medicine. Top 7 Danyelza. Danyelza represents a significant advancement in cancer treatment, approved for use in both adults and children aged 1 year and older who are battling high-risk neuroblastoma in the bone or bone marrow. Specifically, it's designated for those who have shown a partial response, minor response, or stable disease following previous treatments, including cases of disease progression or incomplete response to therapy. Neuroblastoma, a solid tumor arising in the nervous system outside the brain, predominantly affects infants and young children. This type of cancer is known for its potential to spread to other body parts, like the bone or bone marrow, and is often characterized by its aggressive nature. Danyelza is a GD2 binding monoclonal antibody immunotherapy, functioning by targeting tumor cells and signaling the immune system to destroy the cancer. Its administration involves a 3 times weekly intravenous IV infusion over 1 week of each 28-day cycle, typically in an outpatient setting such as a clinic. Treatment cycles are repeated every 4 weeks until a complete or partial response is achieved, followed by 5 additional cycles. Subsequent cycles may occur every 8 weeks. In 2 pivotal studies, the overall response rate was 34% and 45%, respectively. Notably, 23% and 34% of patients maintained their response for at least 6 months without tumor growth or spread. The duration of treatment with Danyelza, which is determined by the doctor, may conclude due to disease progression or intolerable side effects. The cost of Danyelza is substantial, with a single 40 milligrams per 10 milliliter vial priced at approximately $24,300. The total expense is challenging to predict due to weight-based dosing and variable treatment lengths. For instance, an annual cost for a patient using 48 vials could reach around $1.2 million. Additionally, Danyelza is used alongside GM-CSF, which aids in producing specific blood cells to combat cancer and prevent infections, further contributing to the therapy's overall cost. Patients and healthcare providers should be aware of the serious infusion-related reactions and neurotoxicity risks, as indicated by the boxed warning on Danyelza. Common side effects include infusion-related reactions, pain, tachycardia, vomiting, cough, nausea, diarrhea, and others. Top 6. Myalept, mitraleptin for injection, stands as a pivotal FDA-approved treatment, specifically as a replacement therapy for addressing the complications associated with leptin deficiency. This therapy is employed alongside a diet regimen for patients with either congenital or acquired generalized lipodystrophy. Lipodystrophy, a condition that can be genetically inherited or occur without any identifiable cause, significantly impacts the body's ability to store and utilize fat, leading to abnormal fat accumulation in the blood and organs. This rare condition often results in patients developing severe insulin resistance, diabetes, or high levels of triglycerides, which can cause inflammation of the pancreas. Myalept, administered daily as a subcutaneous injection, offers a practical solution where patients can self-administer the medication at home. The cost of Myalept, however, is substantial, with a single 11.3 milligrams vial priced around $6,188. Depending on the patient's weight, the treatment can necessitate approximately 18 vials per month, potentially elevating the annual drug cost to over $1.3 million. Top 5 Zolgensma. Zolgensma, generic name onasemnogene abiparvovexaioi, marks a groundbreaking advancement in gene therapy, offering a lifeline for pediatric patients under 2 years old suffering from spinal muscular atrophy. Administered as a one-time single-dose intravenous infusion, Zolgensma comes with a hefty price tag of $2.125 million. Its mechanism of action is revolutionary, replacing the defective or missing survival motor neuron 1 gene to address the fundamental cause of SMA and arrest its progression. This therapy is regarded as potentially curative. SMA is a rare and severe genetic motor neuron disease that impacts crucial functions like breathing, head support, and swallowing. Unfortunately, a majority of children afflicted with SMA do not live beyond early childhood, primarily due to respiratory failure. The efficacy of Zolgensma was evaluated in studies involving 36 patients aged between 2 weeks and 8 months at the time of study enrollment. Among 21 patients treated with Zolgensma, 19 remain, their ages ranging from 9.4 to 18.5 months. 13 of these 19 are at least 14 months old. Remarkably, these patients have achieved significant developmental motor milestones. Top 4 Zynteglo. Introducing Zynteglo, beta-beglogene autotem cell, or Betty-cell, a cutting-edge lentiviral vector gene therapy, now approved for the treatment of both adult and pediatric patients suffering from beta thalassemia who are dependent on regular red blood cell, RBC, transfusions. Uniquely tailored to each individual, Zynteglo is derived from the patient's own stem cells and administered as a singular one-time intravenous infusion, priced at $2.8 million. Beta thalassemia, a rare genetic blood disorder, often leads to severe anemia and a lifelong reliance on frequent RBC transfusions, typically every 2 to 5 weeks. This condition not only impacts the health but also the quality of life of those affected. Zynteglo's mechanism of action involves the introduction of functional copies of a modified beta-globin gene into the patient's own hematopoietic stem cells. This process is done ex vivo, meaning outside the body, followed by the infusion of these modified cells back into the patient. The result? Normal or near normal levels of total hemoglobin, potentially eliminating the need for regular RBC transfusions. Top 3. Skysona. Skysona, Elevaldogene autotemcel or LI-cell, a groundbreaking gene therapy, has been approved as the first treatment option aimed at decelerating the progression of neurologic brain dysfunction in boys aged 4 to 17 with early active cerebral adrenoleukodystrophy. This innovative therapy, Skysona, is developed from the patient's own stem cells, which are then engineered to include a copy of the gene responsible for producing a functional enzyme known as ALDP, adrenoleukodystrophy protein. Administered as a single, one-time intravenous infusion, Skysona comes with a price tag of $3 million. Cerebral adrenoleukodystrophy is a rare, inherited, and ultimately fatal neurodegenerative disease predominantly affecting young boys, with the median age of onset being 7 years. The disease stems from a mutation in the ABCD1 gene, leading to a deficiency in the ALDP enzyme. This deficiency hinders the breakdown of very long-chain fatty acids, causing the destruction of myelin, the protective sheath surrounding nerve cells. Consequently, CALD patients suffer from severe impairments, including loss of communication abilities, cortical blindness, the necessity for tube feeding, total incontinence, wheelchair dependence, or complete loss of voluntary movement. Without treatment, nearly half of these patients succumb within 5 years following the onset of symptoms. In clinical studies, patients treated with Skysona showed a 72% likelihood of surviving without major functional disability 24 months after their first neurologic function score 1. This is in stark contrast to untreated patients who only demonstrated a 43% likelihood of MFD-free survival. Top 2. Elevidys. Elevidys, a transformative treatment for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, is administered as a single-dose intravenous infusion. It comes with a substantial price tag of $3.2 million. Patients eligible for Elevidys treatment are those with anti-AAV Rh74 total binding antibody titers less than 1/400. However, it's important to note that Elevidys is not suitable for patients who have any deletion in exon 8 and/or exon 9 in the DMD gene. DMD is the most prevalent form of muscular dystrophy in childhood, primarily affecting boys. This inherited degenerative disease progressively leads to muscle weakness and deterioration of muscle tissue. The average life expectancy for those with DMD is approximately 27 years. The root cause of DMD is a mutation in the dystrophin gene, which leads to insufficient levels of the dystrophin protein, crucial for muscle fiber strength. Elevidys targets this underlying cause by introducing a gene that codes for a functional shortened version of dystrophin, known as Elevidys microdystrophin, directly into muscle tissue. Elevidys received accelerated approval, which was primarily based on the observed expression of Elevidys microdystrophin in treated patients. The continuation of its approval is contingent upon the outcomes of the ongoing Phase 3 EMBARK trial, with results anticipated in late 2023. Top 1. Hemgenix. Hemgenix, etranacogene dezaparvovec B, approved for treating hemophilia B, a rare and lifelong bleeding disorder, is transforming lives with its single one-time intravenous IV infusion. Its staggering list price of $3.5 million secures its position as the most expensive drug in the U.S. Hemgenix empowers individuals living with hemophilia B to autonomously produce their own factor IX, a crucial blood clotting factor. This revolutionary treatment can significantly reduce the risk of bleeding with just a single dose. Hemophilia B stems from a single gene defect, causing inadequate production of factor IX, a vital protein for blood clotting, usually produced by the liver. This condition leaves individuals highly susceptible to bleeding, particularly in their joints, muscles, and internal organs, leading to severe pain, swelling, and potential joint damage. Typically, hemophilia B patients rely on a rigorous and costly regimen of lifelong factor IX infusions. The science behind Hemgenix lies in its adeno-associated virus vector-based gene therapy approach. It utilizes a non-infectious viral vector, AAV5, to transport genetic DNA instructions to the liver. There, the liver cells start producing the factor IX proteins. These genetic instructions integrate into the target cells, yet remarkably, do not alter the patient's own DNA. In the landmark HOPE-B clinical trial, Hemgenix demonstrated a reduction in the annual rate of bleeds. Impressively, 94% of patients in the trial discontinued their factor IX infusions. Between 7 to 18 months following the treatment, the mean adjusted annualized bleeding rate, ABR, for all bleeds was reduced by 54%.